Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Great League, showcasing some more fun battles featuring Medicham on a very strong, classic ABB style team featuring two normal types in the back. Medicham can do some amazing things if you back it up with two very strong normal types, and that is exactly what we have here. And also on this team, good old Dunsparse on the safe swap, quickly becoming one of my favorite normal types to run in this current meta right now, because it has the bulk and the coverage to really shine in this meta right now. Core breaks a lot of teams and is a very safe and reliable safe swap option. And also on this team, we've got Noctowl in the back to bring it home for us. We all know by now, Noctowl needs no explanation, no introduction. This thing is here to stay, guys. My goodness, was the wing attack buff a game changer for Noctowl, and it works very well as a closer, as well as it has access to Shadow Ball, which can hit most things for neutral damage, including the steel types, which should be a hard wall for Noctowl, but that Shadow Ball damage allows it to really fight back. But before we dive into the featured set of the video, we are starting things off with some bonus battles that I thought were tons of fun. And here we go, picking up a not so good lead in the form of Pelipper, making a play into our safe swap Dunsparse. And this is usually the reaction we get. They usually stay in way too long, usually not quite sure what to do with it, but looks like they wanted to set up a catch onto a Registeel. So, team reading. If you encounter a Pelipper on the lead and they bring in a Registeel, you can bet the house that there is generally another steel type, usually in the form of Stunfisk. So that's what we're reading. That's how we're playing. And if you're reading that there's a second steel type in the back, you absolutely want to flip switch. So we will play out the 2-shield. And guys, I quickly learned the power. I learned about the power of Dunsparce in this meta, guys. It's about to maybe shock a few of you. We're going for another drill run here on this Registeel. And like I said, we are happy to play out the 2-shield. I knew that we could really put in some work with these super effective drill runs, which is why I'm a massive fan of Dunsparce right now in this meta. And they don't want to stick around and tank another super effective drill run. They come in to snipe with a charge attack, likely a Hurricane, does not KO. And it's Noctowl time. Shields are down. Noctowl can do quite okay against Pelipper in the 0-shield. They have to land a Hurricane plus Weather Ball, and they will not make it in time because that Sky Attack did a lot of damage to Pelipper. Fully expecting the Hurricane here. There's no reason not to throw it when shields are down, but it's not going to help them. We farmed down. And now our opponent is thinking long and hard, waiting down their switch timer. The switch clocks, speaking of, are misaligned, so going to throw this Shadow Ball here on the Registeel. It will not quite KO, but I have a feeling they're just looking to soak damage, and there it is, right on cue. Steel type number 2. Read the team like a book. It comes in the form of Galarian Stunfisk. This is a classic team that has been around for quite some time. It's more popular now than ever with the buff. The wing attack on Pelipper makes this team quite strong. Gonna throw Medi in here. We knew that we were gonna have to eat an EQ. And we also knew that these super effective counters combined with optimal timing and a nice punch would be more than enough to take out this G-Fisk. We are saying bye-bye to the G-Fisk, and one counter takes out the Registeel. Medicham putting in the work, putting the team on its back, closing the game strong. That's going to be a good game. Well played. I'm telling you guys, Medicham just never ceases to amaze me. This thing is amazing. And here we go. Lantern on the lead. I like to see this here. We're going to do just fine against Lantern if they decide to play this out. It is running Water Gun, which means that it is not going to get to its charge moves as fast as it would with Spark. But it is applying a bit more fast move pressure to Medicham. But that does not matter. Medicham's tanky. We tank that Surf. And they've got an Umbreon. So knowing that they have a Lantern, it's Noctowl time. Going to align the Noctowl onto this Umbreon here. And they do have a slight energy lead, but Noctowl, I think, is up for the task, guys. You can do just fine up against Umbreon. You just have to throw with proper timing and try your very best not to allow them to sneak through any snarls, because that could be devastating in this matchup here. If you throw with proper timing, you will do just fine with Noctowl against this Umbreon here. And so we're going to throw here, throw the Sky Attack. Of course, not going to KO, but it's going to chip. It's going to chip slowly but surely against the tanky Umbreon here. And I do believe we shield this. Yeah, we're going to shield this. And we really want we want to solidify this is what we want to do. They aggressively swap back into the Lantern, and we're just going to chip this thing with a Shadow Ball, and we've got loaded energy because they failed to catch our move onto the Umbreon. And we're going for the big Psychic. Oh, they let that go. That is amazing. Probably expecting a bait, maybe. I don't know. Maybe should have shielded that. Oh, and they've got a Frostlass in the back, so we've got residual energy. We're going to try our luck yet again by going for the massive move when shields are up. And holy smokes, they let that one go. What is our opponent doing? I don't know. A lot of these Frostlass players just play like they've got nothing to lose. They rarely shield big attacks. I don't know why. I would not advise it. They do take us out with an Avalanche. And now we're going to come in with Dunsparce, guys, running Rollout, which is doing super effective damage to the Ice-type Frostlass. This is why Dunsparce is amazing right now. It is such a solid answer to a lot of common Pokemon that we are seeing in this new meta. Fully expecting them to snipe with a charge move, and we catch that onto Noctowl. And now it's getting very interesting. Can Dunsparce pull this through for us, guys? I don't know. It's generally an underdog. Not a lot of people have confidence in Dunsparce, but we're going to try our very best here. Gonna shield this. We know that we're going to have to tank a foul play from this Umbreon. The play here is to farm this thing down with Rollout. That seems like an impossible and insane thing to ask of Dunsparce, but we've got to do it, guys. We got to farm down and leave this matchup with 2 moves for that Frostlass, and that is exactly what we accomplished. We got the Rock Slide. This first one will likely, assuredly get the shield, and we've got another one locked and loaded for the Frostlass. It is Energy Dry, which means that we are taking this thing out with Dunsparce. You love to see it. Who would have ever thought Dunsparce, of all things, would be a strong closer in this meta? Good game, well played to our opponent. Who would have thought Dunsparce, of all things, would be so clutch in the Open Great League? You love to see it. You also love to see a lead like this. We had a Galarian Stunfisk. They make a play into a Pelipper, and it is Dunsparce time. This is what I mean, guys. Dunsparce is such an insanely good core breaker right now. With Rock Slide and Drill Run, it covers so many of the common Pokemon that we are seeing quite a bit of in the Great League. It is amazing. If you guys have one, I would highly recommend giving it a try. We called the bait successfully there. We knew that even if it was a Hurricane, we would have tanked it, no problem. And now we're going to shield the Hurricane, making all the right calls. You'll love to see it. And now what we kind of want to do is farm this thing down with super effective rollouts. We know that this is just a Weather Ball, and we know that we live long enough to farm this Pelipper down. Holy smokes. At this moment, I'm daring them to come back in with that G-Fisk. I've got double Drill Runs locked and loaded for it. They elect not to. They come in with a Sableye. So this is beautiful, guys. This is the power of Dunsparce on the safe swap, allowing us to flip switch and maintain the alignment we need to have the most success. It was amazing, guys. So now obviously coming in with Noctowl, and it is looking pretty good here for us, my friends. Gonna overload a little bit. I know that this can be a return, and I also know that we tank it. So going to let it go. It was the big return, and that is fine. Just going to overload a little bit and actually go for the Shadow Ball, just in case they wanted to try and pull out a sneaky catch on us. But no, they do let that go, and now it's Medicham time. Medicham's going to dominate this Stunfisk in this endgame scenario here. Power-up punch would be nice, but I still highly recommend Ice Punch. Gives you the broadest coverage. We tank that EQ, no problem, from the G-Fisk. And now just going to overload a bit and go for the Ice Punch here. They don't have to shield this, but it would be getting them dangerously low, and they do shield out of caution. And now one more Ice Punch should just about do the trick on this G-Fisk. We're getting this off, and it doesn't quite KO, but one counter does the trick. Medicham coming in clutch yet again, taking out the G-Fist. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Had a blast with those bonus battles. As we move into the featured set of the video, we are picking up an amazing lead in the form of Bastiodon. They make a play into a Medicham, and it is Noctowl time. So they led with Basti, safe swapped Medi. This is looking like a team that I featured in my top 5 best teams video, as well as in its own video early on in the season. And that team consists of Bastiodon on the lead with Medicham on the safe swap and Trevenant in the back. You could also see it with a Shadow Victory Bell. So that is what we're playing it with in mind. Gonna just look to play out this Medicham matchup carefully because we want to leave this matchup with some energy, maybe a move if at all possible. Gonna go for the Sky Attack and fully expected them to let that go, but they are fighting hard for Switch and I don't blame them. They kind of have to. But we know that we can take this into 2 shield. No problem. We had another Sky Attack locked and loaded. We will not leave this with energy, but we do leave with the alignment. We're saying bye-bye to the Medi. And just like that, Noctowl has flipped Switch for us. You'd love to see it. They come back in with the Basti, going to align the Medi onto it. And there it is, the Shadow Vic variation of this team. So we are going to bring in our tanky Dunsparse onto this Shadow Victory Bell with no shields. That is a scary thing if you are a Shadow Vic player. That Drill Run does big damage and gonna get rid of it with another Drill Run. We leave this matchup relatively healthy, guys, and we're gonna try to get to another Drill Run to really put the pressure on that Basti. It's just about lights out. And they realized that as they promptly top left. Holy smokes, this team was insanely good. That's going to be a good game. Well played. I was really liking the Medi Noctowl core with Dunsparce, guys. It was quite nice. And here we go, picking up a positive lead in the form of Empoleon. You don't often see these. And they safe swap into a Cofagrigus. So a fairly off-meta team. I kind of like it. And we had just the answer to a Ghost safe swap, which is why Medicham pairs beautifully with normal types, guys. It is quite the combination. So they're probably begging us to take them out with a Shadow Ball. Not going to happen, guys. We want to leave this matchup with energy. You can safely no-shield all these moves from the Cofagrigus and go straight Sky Attack. That's the way to go on any Ghost type, I would say, in this meta. And we're going to take it out here. We've got loaded energy. We will be able to make it to a move against the potential Empoleon that could come back in on us. That's how we wanted to play that mid-game matchup. And we have flipped the switch yet again with Noctowl. You love to see it. And we do have loaded energy. Going to throw with optimal timing here on 4 of our wing attacks. And go for the Shadow Ball. And they do tank that. They can pretty comfortably, I would say, but Empoleon is quite squishy in the Great League. We know that we tank one of any move that they want to throw, so we will let this go. Not quite sure what they could have in the back. Could be an Ice type, but no, it's an Altaria. So here we go. Dunsparce time yet again. We do outpace Altaria. So we will gladly play out the 2 shield. No problem with this Altaria. As with most Pokemon that have access to Rock Slide without Stab, it's going to take about 3 to take out this Altaria. But unlike a Pokemon like Galarian Stunfisk, which does double resisted fast move pressure, we're doing super effective fast move pressure. And I think that is really helping us out in this Altaria matchup because Altaria is quite bulky. They let us get through an entire rollout, and that is just icing on the cake, my friends. So going to go throw this Rock Slide here, and we know that we're pretty close to an Ice Punch. So what we're going to do is aggro swap back into our Medi and really put the pressure on the Altaria. That Empoleon's not getting to a move, and they're just solidifying the fact that we would get to an Ice Punch. And they realize that as they promptly top left. That's going to be yet another good game. Well played. Always love running Medi, guys. My goodness, always a fun time, but not with a lead like this. Holy smokes, Shadow Gliscor. So, was calculating what to do here. I watch a lot of my fellow content creators, my friends, and I know that one of my favorites, good old Home Slice Henry, recently featured a Shadow Gliscor team. Now, he believes this team is one of the best teams you can run, and I would actually agree. It runs with Shadow Gliscor on the lead, with Walrein and Shadow Lapras. Shadow Walrein and Shadow Lapras. So that's how we're playing. We wanted to chip and maybe grab a shield before making the play into Dunsparce, and they were thinking long and hard. There it is, right on cue. The Shadow Walrein. So at this point, I'm 100% sure this is the newest Home Slice Henry team that he really enjoys running. And so that is how we are playing. Little did our opponent know is we had an insane core breaker for this very powerful Home Slice Henry team. So we're reading the team like a book, guys. We're going to look to take out this Walrein. We grabbed the final shield, and we were one rollout off from the Rock Slide. This is 100% going to allow us to say bye-bye to the Shadow Walrein. And they do come back in with the Gliscor, but that's the power of Dunsparce. Flip and switch, allowing us to align our Noctowl onto the Gliscor, and there it is. It is confirmed. Someone's been watching their Home Slice Henry. Shouts to you, buddy. And we will shield up this Shadow Surf. I'm telling you guys, the Shadow bonus does wonders for Lapras. So that would have been catastrophic if we let that go. Gonna put it out of its misery with a Psychic that one-shots, and they could take us out all they want, guys. Noctowl is primed to close this game in dominant fashion against the Shadow Gliscor. We needed one wing attack to get to the Sky attack. We get to it, and we are saying bye-bye to the Shadow Gliscor. Oh, I'm telling you guys, this team, this Medi team with Dunsparce and Noctowl was putting in the work. Good game, well played. I'll tell you guys, Dunsparce on the safe swap really stole the show in a lot of these battles. But here we go, picking up another awful lead, another Gliscor this time. This one is a non-shadow, which means that it has quite a bit more bulk than its shadow form. But these ice punches still hit pretty hard, and we're going to go for it. I believe it would have one-shot a shadow, but the non-shadow, like I said, quite a bit bulkier than its shadow form, and it doesn't quite KO. And I think our opponent knew that. So we are down a shield. We wanted to put in work on that Gliscor. We go into Dunsparce, and they meet us with a Lickitung. And the Lickitung is up a shield. So this is a bit of an uphill battle. We cannot hit Lickitung for super effective damage, although we are double resisting its fast move pressure. The problem is Lickitung gets to these body slams really fast, and they really add up. And if our opponent is careful with their energy management, they could really give us a hard time here. So going to go for another drill run. Does laughable damage to the very tanky Lickitung, and we're going to go for another drill run. Of course, it does not come anywhere near KOing. We need a couple more drill runs to take this thing out. It's a little rough with Lickitung here. Gonna tank this body slam and look to build up yet again. And gonna go for yet another drill run. Like I said, they can tank this. And these rollouts don't apply very much fast move pressure to Lickitung, so we can't quite farm down. They need 2 body slams to KO, and I do believe that they are there. But we're hoping like heck that they're not. We're going to shield this one, and they are there. I knew that they were there, but was really hoping for the best. They're going to be able to take us out and flip switch and leave with a shield advantage. That's never a good thing in Pokemon Go battling. So we're just going to get ahead on energy with Noctowl and hope that there's something in the back that we can beat. It is not. It's a Lantern. Holy smokes. Gonna throw this Ice Punch and hope that they lost track of energy. They shield, so it seems like they did, but it's not gonna happen, my friends. Just could not get the alignment we needed, and our opponent was able to take this one. Good game, well played. Can't be too upset with that one. You win some, you lose some, and we press on. Here we go, picking up a positive lead in the form of G-Fisk. They make a play in the Lantern, and we're actually going to stay right here. We know that we can do quite well against this Lantern, and we want to put the pressure on this Lantern here. We were comfortable staying here because we know that we've got a Dunsparce that can do quite well against G-Fisk, and we're just going to get some more counter damage in and actually catch whatever this is. Looks like they were looking to bait us. Oh, it's nice to know. We'll take that intel to the bank. And they're well past the Thunderbolt. We're actually going to shield this. And it's a Thunder! Holy smokes! That's a good shield right there, but they are absolutely loaded on energy. And they are actually at another Thunder, but we tank it, no problem. Thunder hits quite a bit harder than Thunderbolt. Very interesting move. Very interesting way to go for this opponent here. And they aggro swap into a Trevenant. Very interesting. That's very interesting to see. That's fine. Our switch timer is not quite up because we did stay in a little long with our Medi, so we're just going to throw these moves to burn the clock, and now it's Noctowl time. Going to come in and farm down, get ahead on energy, and they can throw whatever they want. Does nothing to Noctowl, and we do farm down. Fully expecting that G-Fisk to come in, but it's good that we do have the energy lead because we've got a Shadow Ball locked and loaded for the G-Fisk, and we draw a shield, a very early shield. Not sure that I would advise doing so by our opponent. As many of you may know, you comfortably tank 2 Rock Slides, no problem. But that Trevenant did get off some resisted damage, and our health was a bit compromised. We're going for Shadow Ball number 2. Does a decent amount to a pretty tanky Pokemon, and they are taking full advantage of our flyer here. Not going to let it happen. We're actually going to shield this and force them to dump all of their energy on the Noctowl. We knew that they had residual energy, and we do force them to throw because we were going to threaten to hit them with another Shadow Ball. They do take us out, and it's Medicham time now. Gotta be careful of a potential catch. We knew that it was in play, and they do it anyways. Good on them. Very nice catch, but we are well ahead on energy on this Lantern, and we do win CMP tie. We know that we're going for this Psychic here on the Lantern, and it's more than enough to say bye-bye to the Lantern. And now, we knew that they were one off. Guys, I'm telling you, if they catch on you, keep that in mind and give it right back to it. We catch that massive EQ, and that sealed the deal. I'm telling you guys, I always say it on this channel. If they catch on you and you know you can give it right back to them, you got to give it right back to them, and that sealed the deal for us there. And that is the team, my friends. Good game, well played to our opponent, and I'm telling you, this team puts in the work. Very, very powerful team for the Open Great League. I had a lot of fun with it. Dunsparse has been one of my favorite Pokemon to run as of late in the Open Great League just because it core breaks so many things in this meta. It is amazing, guys. You put that together with a very solid core like the Medicham Noctowl core, and that is a recipe for a lot of success. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.